Hi guys. Well, we are in the end of our year and very close to the end of the quarter of transformation. And yes, this week is going to be a very, very unique week. The energy of the limitation comes to us big time with two definitions that we would feel very strongly: the gate of limitation and the gate of stimulation. So let's see how the cross of laws, the traditional laws that are waiting for mutation. Let's see how we are going to experience this very, very beautiful week. So the gate of acceptance, limitation, one of my favorites, if not the favorite. The acceptance of limitation is the first step in transcendence. And we are talking about an individual format energy, and we are talking about the energy that carries the pulse, the individual pulse. And because we have the channel of transformation as a global conditioning pattern in the transits, we would feel gate 60 very, very strong, because no matter if we have something that connects to it or lights up our root, the root is already lightened up by these transformation channels. So we are going to feel the pressure of the limitation and the need to accept this limitation before transformation can happen. So this is the amazing gate of acceptance. It's really about accepting our form, our limitations in any form. Yes, the limitations come in all kind of forms, but the first one, the most important one, is our form, our design. This is the limitation we are born into, and this is what we need to accept in order to be able really to transcend in this journey of life. And we are talking about the end of the quarter of transformation. The pressure of transformation gets stronger the more we get, the closer we get to the end. And we are in a very intense week because it's very, very close to the end of the quarter, but it's the last gate before the Rave New Year, before the starting codon, comes out with all the energy of the 41st gate. So this is a very, very dense week of feeling the limitation and reflecting about limitations. And then we have this abstract gate, the 56th gate, the gate of stimulation, the wanderer. Oh, I just love this gate. Stability through movement, the perpetuation of continuity through the linkage of short-term activities. This is so beautiful and such an amazing gate. This is the voice that says, I believe or I don't believe. And as we see, this storyteller, this stimulation junkie is actually connected to Saturn. So we are going to have the whole channel for this week, the whole channel of curiosity. And just for you to know, all these people that have the 56 alone, Saturn is going to stay in the gate of ideas until the 12th of July. So this is a long time to experience your throat, if your throat is undefined, or if it is defined and it's not connected to the ajna, it will be connected. And I know a lot of people that carry this gate, and one that it even bridges her split. So it's going to be very, very interesting to experience this long-term transit that does such a huge effect on the stimulation, on the ability to express this stimulation. Now, what is important to know about this channel is that when these two gates come together, with these two gates, the gate of ideas and the gate of stimulation, when they come together, they are not a stimulation junkie, but this is more of the searcher, a design of a searcher. It's about seeking and searching and not about finding, because When the 11th is on its own, it is looking for the expression, to express their ideas through the 56. And when the 56 is alone, it is waiting and dying and longing for the ideas, the abstract ideas that it can stimulate, it can express and stimulate. But when these two are together, this is greater than every one of the parts, and the channel is about really seeking stimulation, and not always finding. It's not about finding, and this is the storyteller. Yes, that it's this channel belongs to the abstract circuitry, so it's a direct connection to the channel of the witness. This channel sees all kinds of things and then tells stories about them and stimulates others to believe or not to believe in these ideas, in these abstract ideas. So we are going to express this channel, to experience this channel this week. And we have to look at the big picture, of course. So we have this channel of transformation pushing us with the gate of limitation, very strong root pressures towards the spleen, and then we are going to have this mental connection to the throat in order to express what we feel. And we are talking about this last week of the year, reflecting, so we can reflect on what ideas and what stimulation we had this year, and how could this take us to the next step. So this is going to be a very, very interesting week. And now what I'm going to do is just jump a little bit on where the moon is going to be, because we have these two strong global conditioning patterns. So soon all the gates of the spleen will, the moon will enter one after the other, and we can feel them very strongly because the spleen is so-called defined. And also here we see the gate of oppression. So, and this is part of the stream of sensing. So the mental stream of sensing. So we would feel the oppression, and the oppression would bring us to the ideas and the stimulation, and we will have stories about the oppression. So this is 10 interesting hours. And then after the oppression, we have the conflict that will create the channel of mating. And here, when the solar plexus is lightened up, we see the two gates out of the stream of emoting, the 22nd and the 55th. This is going to be, can bring us melancholy. And of course, in the sexual aspect, this is about romanticism. And then, of course, Neptune would lighten up with the line of love, the family and friendship with love. And of course, the channel of sexuality. So this is for 10 hours, but it is very, very strong. And of course, we don't forget the two other channels, and everything works together. So we are going to have very stimulating and pressured night with the Marian Maiden. Yes. And then the moon gets into one of my favorite gates, the gate of correction, work on what has been spoiled, the 18th gate. And because Mercury is now coming back from its retrograde, then they both form the channel of judgment. So we are going to have a real strong pressure from the root to the spleen with two channels, very, very strong channels. So I really invite you to be locked in your strategy, because if you're not a manifestor, or if you don't have a connection to the throat, this pressure is very strong, and we really need to be locked in a strategy in order not to just jump and do and correct and and try to transform and be depressed from the limitation, because there's a lot of pressure here. And we know that gate 60 has a lot of potential for depression. Nothing's happening, yes. So please remember, the limitation will be freed a little bit next week. So just wait. And then from the 18th, we go to the gate of depth, the well, the black magic, yes, the black magic of practical solutions that come out of nowhere, out of this well in the spleen. And it's interesting to see the dance between the 48th gate, that it's about black magic, and the 11th gate that is the white magic. So we have a lot of magic in the air. And from there, we go to gate 57, the gate of the right ear, the penetrating awareness, the intuitive hearing, hearing. And from there, and this is just a minute before the continue journey, before the continuous journey of the moon, we see Mars that comes into the gate of crisis, and this is important to notice, because this is not an easy gate, and because we have a lot of action around and in the solar plexus, so many people will be connected to this gate. And this is Mars, which is immature energy, somehow fighting energy with this emotional crisis gate. So just I remind you, yes, strategy and authority, I think just a few days and it's gone. Oh, and here is a really nice thing that is happening. Uranus comes into the 42nd gate. It leaves the gate of shock. It was Uranus was retrograding and now comes back to the 42nd gate, and it's here to stay until March 2018. And this is a format energy, cyclic format energy that for me personally, I love it. It connects to my 53rd gate in my node. So I'm going to enjoy this energy, to finish things, to go through new cycles, to end cycles, to begin cycles. I really love this gate. So, and the shock is easier. We will not have such a strong shocking energy. And this is a sacral gate, so everybody that has a defined sacral might feel it. And of course, those with the 53rd gate, almost 1 year and a half of 1 year and a quarter of cyclic energy. And on the non-sacral beings that connect like me, well, the sacral would be defined by this channel. So we are going to mature, like it or not. We are going to mature. The moon continues its journey to gate 50, the cauldron, the values. And then it comes to the game player. And the game player is not an easy gate. So please be careful with your gambling, with your jumping into things. It's about finding life's purpose, and about when you gamble, when you gamble with things and you risk yourself, you take risks, it shows that you don't value your life too much. So please be careful. And because of all these pressures, and this is a very individual gate that resonates with the path of the 60th gate, and we have 2 more individual moody gates, the 55th and the 22nd. So please, even if you feel moody, even if you feel there's no purpose, it's just the transits, please don't jump into things. Wait. Soon things are going to change. The year is ending. It's not depending on what we want or not. The change is going to come. Transformation is going to come. So breathe deeply and just wait. And then the gate of alertness. The gate of alertness is the next step in the stream of instinct. We have the marrying maiden, we have the gate of duration, and then we have the alertness, and it points through the ego. So all these people who have the 26th gate will feel the whole stream of instinct. This is the entrepreneurial stream of the tribe, the need to come forward, to to climb the ladder. Yes, this Marian maiden wants to get to be the tribal queen, and she has some steps to walk in the way. So, so this is the gate of alertness. And the last point that I'm going to show us is that the moon will be in the gate of breakthrough, really close to the end of the year, actually, because when it comes out, or near the hour that it's going to come out, the new year will come in. So we are going to end this year with the drive of the moon in the gate of breakthrough. So I like it, because it's really, the next year will be a year with a lot of potential to transformation and breakthrough. And this is how the program smiles at us and say, okay, you had this very intensive week of limitation, and you had this year that was a year of foundation. Many things you wanted to do, you couldn't. So now this year, it will be much easier to break through. So this is the gift that the program gives us before we end the year. So we actually finished this reflection time. This week is the last. We have just a few more days to reflect, to breathe, to sit and see and watch what's going to happen, because the energy of the transformation, the energy of the new year is here already, and we can feel it, but we can't use it yet, but it's there, and we taste it and we feel it. And we just have a little more of experiencing the limitation, yes, the gate of death, the way that it's really the gate of death, yes, the magnetic monopole and the design crystal, they leave the body through this gate. So this is really, and this is connects us to the earth, yes, they move out, they exit this gate and go to the design crystal bundle deep in the center of the earth. So this gate of limitation shows us that we are part of this, part of our body is part of this planet. We can't go anywhere, even though we have this personality crystal that comes from outer space. Yeah. We are here, and our journey is here, and this is our limitation. And the acceptance of this limitation is the first step in transcendence. We talked about this. So we know that we reflect now this week about the way we accept or not our limitation. What limitations we had this year? Did we had the mutation that broke the limitation and freed us to the next step? Are we still waiting for this breakthrough to come? And of course, the wanderer represents here something very beautiful. It's not only about which stimulation we had or not this year, but the wanderer is a stop codon. So this is the point, that the period in the end of the sentence. That's really, we close this year, the story of this year is ending, and we are waiting a few days, and the energy of the new year will help us to begin our next cycle in transformation. And my next video will be the Rave New Year. Last year I did it in Hebrew, and it was very accurate. I really surprised myself. I didn't listen to other people's forecasts, because I wanted to experience my personal perspective, and wanted to see if it really worked. And it did for me. I mean, I saw everything during this year, and I see, because I already looked deeply into the chart of the Rave New Year, I saw the next year. I can feel the energy. So I will share that with you in my next video. And until then, we have our strategy to be locked in, and we have our inner authority as our inner GPS, our inner guide, yes? And even if it's not an inner authority per se, but a decision-making process, it is an inner GPS in the end. And of course, we sleep alone. No need to talk about that. This is totally understood. I just got some responses weeks and days, and I got such a beautiful email from a projector that shared with me that she started sleeping alone because of my never-ending drilling to you about this, and she really discovered how beautiful and how healthy it is for her. So I'm first of all want to thank you for this email. You really touched me, but I'm so happy to hear that what I'm drilling here helps and navigates and guides, because that's who I am, and it's nice to see that it works. Not only that it's lovely to hear, but that you really actually are impacted by this. And I was asked to talk about nutrition, and I will do it soon. I'm just waiting for the right energy in me, but I was really invited and called out to talk about the four aspects of this not Holy Trinity anymore, but the Holy Quartet. So I will talk about it soon. So all the people who invited me and called me out, thank you, because I really feel it's very important. And for me, it's not enough anymore, the strategy, authority, and sleeping alone. It is about food, nutrition, and health. So I will talk about this soon. So have a great limited week. Limited, transformative, and stimulating week, and we will meet soon. Bye-bye.